Howdy. This one's a little bit different because I want to read you a couple of quotes that I came across from a great writer, teacher, philosopher named Neal A. Maxwell. I love him. I love, more importantly, the way he uses words and quite literally his poetry, but it creates wonderful imagery in your mind. He's one of my favorite authors. Under the heading, for me, my heading for it is keep it real. I think sometimes we're a little bit too, and I try not to be, and I know we don't try to be, a little bit too fake, a little bit too forced, a little bit too over-enthusiastic, a little bit too this and not enough that. Just keep it real, be normal, focus on what matters, maybe wind back the excitement and the hype sometimes just a little bit such that people see a genuineness, which is attractive. People see a genuine care and concern, a genuine description. You don't go into vacuum cleaner sales mode because while that may work in the short term, it really doesn't work in the long term. In fact, I had a meeting with a gentleman years ago now in Singapore where he was a big leader in his company and wanted to join us. And he confessed to me, he said, Aaron, I don't have residual income. And he was making good money, tens of thousands of dollars a month. He said, I don't have residual income. I said, what do you mean? I know your company's comp plan. There's a lot of residual income in there. He said, yeah, I only have activity income that I repeat each month. If I don't do the meetings, if I don't do the sales pitch, if I don't do the go to the back of the room and load your credit card up with a pallet load of whatever, he said, my income drops precipitously. He wasn't keeping it real. He was wonderfully skilled at the platform sales and the whole high pressure stuff and getting people emotionally wound up and ready to go. Most of which the next morning wondered, what the heck did I do? And where do I store this pallet load of whatever I just bought last night? And how am I going to tell my spouse that I loaded up the credit card with this stuff? It wasn't real. You heard me talk about real business and real products and real solutions and real people. That's what we need to be. So let me read to you to get them right. And I'm paraphrasing just a little bit and inserting some Aaronisms in here just a tad as well. 2 quotes from Neal A. Maxwell that I think illustrate this point. I'll read them just to make sure I get them right. Quote 1. In their search for identity and belonging, too many supposedly savvy teens, and I would suggest the rest of us, are now confined to the solitude of a lonely gang. Actual or virtual? What is the lasting advantage of becoming streetwise if one is on a street to nowhere? End quote. Love that. All too often we're enthusiastic and we're charged up, but we're doing the wrong things, or we've got the ladder up against the wrong wall or whatever. Don't join gangs, join organizations that are meaningful and make a difference and do stuff. Don't join Facebook groups or this group or that group and be all wrapped up in the third standard deviation of whatever crisis du jour is going on the planet. Keep it real, be genuine, and that will be the light in the darkness that folks are looking for. That'll be the unsaid thing that actually attracts them to you and to us. Quote number 2. Quote, instead of being communicating neighbors, we are flooded with talk shows and social media, some of which feature not real conversation, but exhibitionism and verbal voyeurism among virtual strangers. End quote. I'm convinced much of the planet lives in that virtual universe, that what I would call nonsense universe, where everyone's, methinks thou doth protest too much. And I really don't need to see pictures of your breakfast. My brother sent me a meme recently where he said, remember those days when you take a picture of your breakfast and you'd run down to the drugstore and get the film developed and bring the photos back and get 100 copies and share them with all your friends? He said, yeah, neither do I. And that's how we live nowadays. It's this whole non-real persona. It's nonsense. And I think if you and I and us, we're more real, more substantive, more prudent, more responsible, more adult, but yet fun and smile a whole bunch, that's attractive. And then you layer on great products that do what they say they're going to do and a great business opportunity that's real and produces real results for real people, blah, blah, blah. That's attractive. So I'm not as poetic as Neal A. Maxwell. I can't do the alliteration as well as he does. But I do believe in the concept of being real. Be grounded, be real, be substantive, be honest, be good, and people will beat a path to your door. Good luck.